Welcome back to the Twisted Worlds, where we had quite a bit of a break there. A bunch of gaming challenge videos and whatnot in the middle. But I feel like we stopped at a good point for that. Today we're beginning the second part of Talis' adventure. If you all need a recap, you know where the rest of the adventure is. But if you can't be bothered remembering all that, here's the long and short of it. Talis did not do very well in saving people, but she did fantastic at avenging people. Yeah. 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 Okay. Talis awakens in what appears to be a wooden cave. As she is confused, she remembers what happened. She looks up and sees the resting, lifeless face of the treant. As she stands up, she exits the makeshift shelter. She sees dead and wilted plants. The city filled with natural forms of life are now dead. All life gone. Talis is reminded once again that wherever she goes, death is always alongside her. As she moves, she sees the corpses of Varus and Voltesson, and notices a broken off piece of its antler, still charged with the grand energy, the harbinger of nature. She takes it. The antler fragment shoots out magical energy, quiet and precise. Talis opts to use it as a ranged weapon. Now she must set forth and see what damage has been done. Okay. Talis moves across the way. All the dead trees, plants, everything. She makes her way to the hidden room in the inn, see what she can scavenge. She finds the room is in disrepair. Almost everything in it is destroyed. What little remains is barely functional, barely usable. Sorry. Blowing my nose a bit. Ugh. Cold weather here. As Talis moves, she quietly makes her way into the dead streets. and fatigue. Hunger sits about her. As she's in the inn, she scavenges what food she can find. Okay. So there's not much there, but she rolled a critical in searching for stuff, so let's see, how will that work? Almost all the food is spoiled. However, all the dried food seems to be intact. It's not the most nutritious or best meal to eat, but it's better than nothing. She takes all the dried food and starts to eat her fill. There's enough dried food for her to last a few days. She looks around though. Not a single drop of any drink, alcohol or water. She moves about the town, scouring for water. She sees a well. She throws a bucket in. The sound of water. She has found something to drink. She pulls up the bucket filled with water. The water is dirty. Not great for consumption. Rolling for survival, which she's not proficient in, so this is going to be base value. She remembers a few tricks to clean water. She grabs some rags from a nearby building. Uses them to filter out the water from one bucket to another. Then she gets a cast iron pot. Pours the water into it. And lights a fire underneath it to boil it. Once the water is completely boiled, she removes the pot and lets it cool. Once it cools, she grabs a few flasks from nearby buildings and fills them with the water. There is enough for 9 flasks. and still some left in the pot. She drinks what's in the pot and stows away the flasks. Talis looks around. She realizes, even though the city's dead, she has no idea what's happened from the outside. She finds one of the taller buildings in the city that's left standing, climbs to the top. As she surveys the land, she sees almost nothing but grey. Plants have all completely withered. It's almost as if all the life of nature has been drained. Death is all around her, more than she's used to. As she looks around, she notices something strange. Two men and horses riding towards the city. She opts to hide herself. Quietly observe them. Blast it all. How far does this rot reach? It's like everywhere we go, it's all dead. The Queen is not going to like this. I doubt anyone survived here. Although this place looks crazy. Plants and destruction. Who knows what happened here? Sir, look. They see the dead body of Voltesson. What is that thing? Kinda reminds me of the story that the scholars used to say about a spirit of nature. I can't remember what it was called, but it was like a wolf, bear, deer kind of thing. Well, this thing looks like it fits the bill. Did they say anything about it? That nature itself is tied to it. Well, if this thing's dead, then... and if it's the same thing, then... damn. How did it get here, then? Sir, there's a body there. These are holy order robes. Damn. This is Varys. A radical. Radical? You mean... There's a good chance she's the one who brought this here. Obsessed with bringing God's will upon us, or whatever. The Queen's always been suspicious, but a lot of us just pegged for some paranoia. She's paranoid of everything, the Queen is, unfortunately. She sees enemies everywhere. But because of that, sometimes it's true. This is one of those cases. It seems someone did the dirty work for us. These wounds don't look good. Looks like someone's been poisoning. Someone poisoned them with and slashed at them. Poisoned blades. Well, we should be thanking them then. I don't think so. I think it's more complicated than that. What do you mean, sir? Look at the big guy here. If this really is the harbinger of nature, similar slash marks and poison flowing through it. So, whoever or whatever killed the priestess killed the big animal? Right. So, they're the ones to blame for all this? I think they tried to stop her, but were too late, so they had to stop the beast from killing them. Self-defense, but with bad consequences to it. Why can't anything ever be simple in these jobs? We got a paranoid queen, a dead priestess, a nature god thing. You know who doesn't get these troubles? Oh, for the love of, please don't. Thompson. Thompson doesn't have to go through all this. Oh, for the love of... He's always on street patrol. And he's not in the Inquisitor unit. Meaning, all he has to do is wear some scary looking armor and move and walk the streets. That's all he ever has to do. Meanwhile, we're the ones looking for enemies who may or may not even be there. Seriously, just stop, okay? The guards complaining, walking off. Oh, Thompson, that lucky bastard. All he has to do is just wear scary armor, walk down the street. Meanwhile, I have to go days in, out of out and spying on other countries, or intimidating people who may not, who may be friends and may not be. Blah da da, la da dee, all that stuff. I do not get paid enough to deal with you. Yeah, well, hang a tick, sir. What? You gonna keep complaining? No. I think someone's been here. Look, I don't need you to be paranoid too. No, sir. Look, there's a pot here, and a bucket. And someone started a fire here recently. What? Let me see. Talis thinks to herself. Damn it. She didn't think anyone would be coming, so she didn't have time to hide all the things she's gotten out, or to staunch the flames completely. The leader of the two seemed to put his hands over the kindling. Still warm. Someone has been here. The junior of the two pulls out a sword. Are they an enemy? Now you're starting to sound like the queen herself. Looks around. Talis goes to hide. Tries to shirk back. But the senior of the two looks in her direction just before she can do it. Sees her move. You! Halt! Talis knows it's pointless. So she walks out from the darkness. Who are you? As the guard says this, as the night guard, whatever is, looks, he notices the dagger on Talis's belt. Indeed, he looks at Varus and Valtessan. And then back to Talis. You're the one who killed them, weren't you? An assassin. I thought you all were supposed to do things quietly. Talis lets out a small snarl. Normally, I'm good at what I do. However, someone opening up a portal to the Fey realms doesn't constitute a good assassin knowledge. Damn. So this thing really is the harbinger of nature? Yes, and you deduced everything perfectly. Tried to kill Varus before it emerged. Became too late. Had to defend myself. I woke up not too long ago, though. What is the current cycle? 7th moon. Why? Damn, that explains why I was so hungry. It's been 3 days. What's been 3 days? I fought Varus and Voltesson. On 4th moon. Damn. So you were knocked out for 7. You were knocked down for 3 days then. No. There was no clean water, is there? That's why I had to boil it. Well, that explains the pot and bucket you found. Talis thinks if she should fight them. But then she realizes she wouldn't have the strength to. Armor is pain enough to get through as it is, but she barely has the energy to fight. Dried food, barely enough water to maintain. She doesn't have as much strength as she needs to. Are you friend or foe? I really don't know in this case. But at the moment, I don't have the strength to fight as it is. Alright. We're in a difficult position right now. I'm sure you heard us talking. Yeah, about a paranoid queen. That's right. The queen we serve is complex, to say the least. We need someone. We might be able to help you out, but you might be driven as a queen. The queen might drive you as an enemy if if she ever caught wind of you. I'll tell you what. We'll bring you back with us. Get you something more to eat and drink, but we're not sure what will happen. We'll bring you to our city. You look like you barely stand as it is. It is difficult, yes. Alright then. Come on. We're really bringing her, sir? Whatever happens, whether the Queen will see her as an enemy is almost undoubtedly, but she's still an important witness. Besides, she's the only survivor here, isn't she? Best to get her out of here. I suppose you're right, sir. Worn and haggard, Talis is propped up onto the horse. And then the knights and Talis ride out of the city. Unsure what will happen next to her, Talis moves towards a new potential threat. And that is where we'll end that. It's gonna be a while before I get back into the real groove of things. And get into the right mindset for doing these after a bit of a while. But I feel like a break from it helped. If you all enjoyed, please check out the rest of the Twisted Worlds videos. Get caught up on the stories so far. And if you're new here, you should know that this is the second character for the Twisted Worlds. The first is Gorder Landclaimer, who has a full playlist on the channel. Like and subscribe. Because even though the roll of the dice is chaotic, there's none more so than the algorithm. I'll see you next time.